Hey guys, what's up? My name is Randy and this is RPG, and today we're going to tackle a tough one. Dust collection on the bandsaw. So since I got my 14-inch Delta bandsaw, I've been puzzling over how to do dust collection for this thing. Now there's a ton of videos on YouTube that talk about, drilling a hole in the front cover and adding your dust port there, to, just kind of putting a hose near the top, whatever. But I didn't think it was going to work as well as what I did for my homemade bandsaw. I stumbled upon a video by Blake Weber. I'll put a link to it in the description below. You can go check it out. And he had a very unique idea about how to approach dust collection for a bandsaw. So I wanted to give it a shot. So let me stop yapping about it and let's get to it. I had already measured under the table and cut a scrap piece of plywood to fit before I decided to go ahead and film this process. These pieces that I'm cutting here will form the walls of the box. Now my construction of this is a little different from Blake's in that I will be cutting mine after it is all put together. And here I'm just using the long pieces to establish a perfect fit for the two shorter pieces. I used the piece the hose will connect to and traced around it to determine the size of the hole I need to drill. Now I'll break out the drill bit of death since I don't have a hole saw the right size. You could use a jigsaw or a scroll saw to cut this out though. These hole cutters are kind of a pain to set up, but once you have it dialed in, they're really handy for those odd-sized holes. I drilled about halfway through, then turned it over and completed the cut. I won't bore you too much with the glue up since it's pretty straightforward. I used CA glue here just to speed up the process and because I was eager to try it out. Then I cut the box to form the front and back pieces. These notches are to provide spacing for the blade. Then I drilled some shallow holes into which I will glue some rare earth magnets to hold each piece to the underside of the table. So if you're wondering where the audio went, I was going to blame it on the batteries in my microphone, but honestly I just forgot to turn it on. Yeah, serious brain fart. Okay, now you can see how this is going to work. This back piece will go on the other side of the blade and basically live there, while the front piece is easily removable for blade changes. You can also see why I had to remake the front piece, because there's just not enough room under there. Ooh, whoops. Better throw on an extension. Okay, now time for some test cuts and see how effective this method is. Alright, so final thoughts. Was I impressed with the dust collection? No. Was it an improvement? Yes, definitely. I would say that I probably got about a 50% improvement on dust collection. Could it be better? Of course. So the question is, why did his work better than mine? Well, it could be a lot of different things. For starters, the underside of the table might be a little bit different. There was a couple of areas that I needed to kind of route out a little bit to make it fit under the table properly. The size of the dust port, so therefore the airflow, could be a huge difference between what he's got and what I've got currently. Initially, you saw I wanted to use this as the dust port, but the way I had it initially, it just wouldn't fit. It would get in the way of the lower bearings, and I didn't want to do that, so I just remade it for the smaller size. I think what I'm going to do, however, is redesign the lower portion to make this fit underneath there and not get in the way of the lower guide bearings. I think that's going to improve the airflow a lot, and subsequently, make it a lot better in terms of actually collecting the dust. So, what do you think? Let me know down in the comments below. Do you think it's an airflow issue? Do you think it's a garbage construction on my part? I don't know, whatever. Or do you think it's just an overall design issue? There's a lot of airflow lost, and there's quite a big opening underneath the table of this Delta bandsaw. Unlike my homemade bandsaw up here, where it's all nice and closed off. And in addition to that, I also have a 4-inch dust port on my homemade bandsaw. So a huge difference in airflow. So that could also, play a big role in it. So like I said, let me know in the comments below, what do you think the issue is? Why am I not getting as good a dust collection as what Blake got? In saying that, Blake, thanks a lot. I really appreciate the inspiration. This was, a quick build, just a few hours, and the thing was done, ready to go. And I really like the concept. I'm going to keep it on there the way it is, except that I might redesign the port so that it'll accept this one instead of the smaller one. Anyway, go check out Blake's channel. He's got a lot of cool videos on there. Link in the description below. And that's it for this one, guys. I really appreciate you tuning in and watching. If this is your first time here, welcome. Make sure you hit that subscribe button right there, and check out one of my other videos right up here. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.